Welcome to 6th grade parent orientation. I'm sorry you may have missed us last night, but I wanted to make sure everyone had all of the information. Let's start with math. Ms. Joyner shared with the group last night that on a daily basis your student will have math homework. Monday through Wednesday they will have two different worksheets to complete. One is computation and one is a word problem. Then on Thursday and Friday they'll be on the computer most of the day and have a word problem worksheet that comes home at night for homework. She has identified three different web-based programs that your child will be participating in this year to help build their math skills. In addition, she uses two things in her room that you might see come home. One is a red spiral, a large red spiral, and that has all of the notes on the math that they're covering in the class. So if you're looking for directions or examples to help your student in the evening, this is where you want to look, in the red spiral. She also has a red folder, and that folder has all of the math definitions that they need to know, as well as an index of the order of each lesson. So that may also be helpful to you. For science, Ms. Kelly shared that this year is primarily focused on physical science. They will be doing activities in the classroom as well as in the lab. Typically, there's no homework for this class. She tries to give enough class time to complete any assignments. However, your student may bring home an unfinished assignment that needs to be completed and returned the next day. You can find more information about Ms. Kelly's science class on her blog, and to get there you're going to go to the Gunter Middle School homepage, click on Staff Contacts, and then her name. That will bring you to her blog that is filled with tons of information about science as well as her homeroom classes. She also wanted to let you know that there will be no textbook for this class. Occasionally a student might need to check one out to finish an activity, but on a regular basis you should not be seeing a science textbook. For social studies, I wanted to let you know that this year is a study of world cultures. So we study some history, but we also study a lot of today's cultures. And we will take a trip around the world and study people in all regions and on all continents on our planet. One of the models that I use in my classroom is called a flipped classroom, and you may have already had experience with this with the map homework. Typically, my homework includes watching a video that I have prepared, like this one, or something that I have found that I want your student to watch in order to be prepared for discussion the next day, or to give them a brief introduction to what we're going to be studying. So typically that's what you're going to see as homework. Like Miss Kelly, I do have activities in the classroom that if are unfinished, your students will be bringing those home to complete. Also, like Miss Kelly, I have a blog that you can get to from the Gunter Middle School homepage. Again, Staff Contacts, my name, and the blog will be available there for students to use. We also do not have a textbook. The textbooks that have been adopted for the state of Texas are about 12 years old, and so there are countries in my textbook that no longer exist, as well as countries that exist that are not in the textbook. So we look for other resources to use to pull into our classroom that are a little more current. Text notifications. We really want to encourage you to do this if you can. If you would send a text to 205-289-1114 and then put in the text field one of these three items or four items here. The first one, GMS 6th grade. That is for all 6th grade notifications. So this would be something that pertained to every child in 6th grade, such as a math test, a science test, picture day, field trip information, carnival information, things of that nature. The next three are homeroom text notifications. So you would only sign up for the notifications for your child's homeroom. Again, send a text to this number, and in the text field, choose which one of these you will be using. Hopefully you'll be using two of them, 6th grade and then a homeroom. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us about that. Gunter ISD is a BYOD district, which means that your children can bring their devices to school to use in the classroom. First of all, I want to point out this is not necessary. If your child does not have a device available to them, that is fine. We have devices here in on our campus that they have access to. Also know that your student's device will be on our Wi-Fi and behind our firewall. Therefore, they will not be allowed to use their 3G or 4G services. And as always, using these devices is always at teacher discretion. And so if your student is on a device and not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or has a device out when they're not, just like a cell phone, those devices will be taken up and returned at the end of the day. Consequences. This really is more talking about conduct grades, and we just wanted to let you know what types of behaviors or activities would cause your students to lose conduct points. So you can pause if you would like and read through this list. Again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Star student. We hope that all of our students are star students, but this is the criteria for them to be a star student. They must earn all A's, or if they're A's and B's, they must increase their overall percentage by 1 point each 9 weeks. They need to have an A in conduct. They may not have any zeros, no office referrals, no more than 2 tardies, and no more than 1 dress code violation. And lastly, they must meet their AR goal. The Star Student Rewards are a lot of fun. At each 9 weeks, they will be given a sheet that has 2 cafeteria snack coupons, 2 sweats or hat days, and those days are designated by Mr. Autry. So it's not they get to choose which day. We will set aside days for sweats and hat day coupons. And then they will also receive 2 homework passes to be used with teacher approval. But the final reward is the most exciting, and that is the field trip in the spring. Last year we went to Hawaiian Falls. Prior to that we had been to Amazing Jake's. So there's always a fun field trip at the end of the year for those students who meet this criteria. Carnival, of course, that's coming up before we know it. It's already scheduled for Tuesday, October 23rd. The carnival itself is scheduled from 5:30 to 7:30. There will be an auction from 7:30 to 8. What we would like to ask you as parents to help us with is to send 1 or 2 bags of individually wrapped candy and 2 liters of soda. And it doesn't matter what type of soda. Please don't send those until closer to the carnival, but we do need your help there. Also, we need parent volunteers to help work our booths, and we'll be sending out more information about that as we get a little closer to October 23rd. Student portfolios. We are very excited about this year. We are beginning student portfolios, their electronic portfolios for students to capture their learning in the classroom. These portfolios will be housed as a Google site. They will begin them this year. They will continue to carry them with them through graduation, high school graduation, and it is the portfolio that they will be submitting with their college applications, so that the counselors at the college or the advisors can look at those to see what types of activities your student has been involved in. They will also be a great reference for work references, so that potential employers can see the type of work that your student is doing. If you want to take an example, a look at an example of what one is going to semi-look like, you want to take a look at Ms. Joyner's site. And again, if you will go to the Gunter Middle School webpage, click on Staff Contacts, and then Kim Joyner, you will get an idea of what the site is going to look like. So we're very excited about this. In order to do this, we're going to need Google IDs for each of our students. Late last year, we sent home a note to all of you asking if your student already had a Google ID. Well, over the summer, we have worked with our technology department in hopes of getting an enterprise application that will encompass all of the students on our campus, not just 6th grade students. We are hoping that within the next 2 weeks we are able to achieve this, and if so, we will be able to assign Google IDs through Google Apps for Education to each one of your students so that you don't have to worry about anything at home. If for some reason this doesn't work the way we're hoping it does, we will be contacting you for an alternative. Fundraising. To be able to create these sites and to get our kids the technology that they need, we need access to computers on a regular basis. So we are wanting to raise funds this year to buy a classroom set of netbooks for 6th grade. And to do this, we are wanting to put together a community service activity where your child goes out and gets sponsors to sponsor them to do community service, just like they would if they were having a walkathon or kind of like a 5K where they are pledges. They are gaining pledges or getting pledges from their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents, their cousins, the neighbors, whatever the case may be, in order to raise funds to help us purchase this classroom set of netbooks. So the goal is the netbooks, the activity is the community service. How we're going to raise this money is through sponsors. When? September 29th. And we're going to set it up in rotations so that everybody gets to participate, because we know we have lots of football players and cheerleaders and we have lots of things going on. So we're going to stagger the schedule that day so that everybody has an opportunity to participate. Our goal is to raise between $100 and $125 per student. The last thing we need for this fundraising activity is your help. Some parent volunteers to help work with our kids the day of the community service project. So if you're interested in participating, just let us know. The last thing I want to share with you is our conference schedule. You can reach Kim between 10:45 and 11:30. You can reach Heather between 12:05 and 1. And then you can reach myself between 9:55 and 10:40. And we would love to hear from you at any time. I hope this has been informational. And like I said, if you have any questions or clarifications, just give us a buzz. See you soon. Bye.